Right, welcome to my channel, Jules Craft Room. I'm Julie, and in this episode we are doing continuing with week 5 of the Halloween trick or treat crochet along, and I broke it into 2 parts, and part 2 we are doing the, is this upside down? Yes, we are doing the blood, the panels that go either side of this, and we'll be doing the bobbles that go on the cauldron. So I'll turn you around and we'll get started. Right, so get your work. We're doing the left hand side of the blood panel. You have right side facing you, and then you join the red, signal red, into the top corner here, into the top of that treble. With a slip stitch. There we are. Right, and now it says to do 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. And then you do a treble into the end of the 8th row of the blood curdling panel. So that'll be here. So you're doing a treble into there. Then you're doing 2 trebles into the end of the next row. So that will be that one there. You can weave in the end as you go in, so that's 1, 2. 1 treble in the end of this row, 2 in the end of the 7th row, and then you need to change to white. And you're going to be, the rest of the, you're going to be using the white. And then we are doing 1 treble into this row, 2 trebles into each of the next 3 rows, that's 2 in that one, 2 in this one, and 2 in this one. And then it says 1 into the next row, and then 2 into the next row. And then we will do 1 treble into the 2 chain corner space of the black inner border. So 1 into there. And then you're going to do 1 treble into each of the 69 trebles along here. And then I'll see you when we get to the end here. Right, so when you get to the end of the black, you then do a treble into the 2 chain space, like that. And then you do 2 trebles into the end of the first row. So that's 1, 2. You do 1 treble in the next row, like that. Then you do 2 trebles into each end of the next 3 rows. So that's 2 into this one, 2 into the next one, and 2 into the next one. Then you do 1 treble into the next row, 2 trebles into the last 2 rows. So 2 in here. And 2 in here. And that is your 99 trebles all the way along. So you're actually doing 15 in here on either end and the 69 here, and that comes to 99 trebles. Okay, and now you turn, you do 3 chain, and we start row 2, and you do 50 trebles. So you will knit, that counts as a treble, so that's your first one. 2, 3, 4, 5. You need to count doing 50, and we'll come back when you get to your 50. Right, so when you've done your 50 trebles in white, we now join the red. And you join just before finishing your last treble. And keep the rubbish this side, because this is the wrong side now. So we're keeping the untidy bits at the back here. And then you're going to do 48 red. And we're going to carry the white, because the white is going to be needed on the next row. You'll be turning and coming down, and you'll be starting the white up here. So we're going to carry the white all the way along here. So I'm going to weave in the red and carry the white. And we're going to do 48 trebles. So I'm going to be counting as I go along. So there's 3 so far. And I'll see you when we get to here and we've got our 48. Right, so when you got to the end, you should have had 48 red trebles and 51 white trebles, including the chain, 3 chain at the end here. And now we're going to turn. And I carried the white all the way along the back. You need to... you can see, if you don't pull it, you can see how it gets all gathered. So you want to make sure you pull it, tidy it up. If you hold on to where the white started, then you can give it a good pull, and you know it's going to lay nicely both sides. Right, so on row 3, we're starting with the red and we're doing 3 chain. That's 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to do 5 treble. So that'll be 1 into the next stitch, because the 3 chain counts as a stitch. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 5th one we're changing to the white. Like that. And we're going to need to carry the red, because the next time when we come up from the bottom, we'll be starting the red, and it will in fact be about here on the next row. So we need to carry the red down to here. So we are now doing 93 white trebles. like that, all the way along to the end, and I'm carrying the red with me like that. So I'll see you at the end of row 3. Right, at the end of row 3 I have done my 93 trebles. I did 16 where I carried the red because I'm going to pick it up on the way back about here. So I carried the red for an extra 16 stitches. So now for row 4 we turn and we do 3 chain. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to do 34 trebles in the white. So 34 in the white. So I'll see you when you've done your 34 trebles. Right, so I've done my 34 white trebles, and I'm now going to pick up the red and join and do 64 trebles. And I'm going to carry the white because I'll need it at the top for when I come back down. Right, so I'll see you at the end of row 4. Right, so at the end of row 4, I've done my 64 red, and I've carried the white up until the last 2 stitches, ready to turn and do row 5. So row 5 is the last on this panel, and you start off with the red and you do 3 chain. That's 1, 2, 3, and you do 1 treble like that, and then you join the white before you finish that. And then you are doing 97 white trebles all the way to the end, and then you're fastening off. You're not carrying the red because you won't be using that again. So 97 trebles, and I'll see you at the end. Right, so now we've finished the 2 sides of the dripping blood. It's time to do the purple border, and what you do is your work right side facing you, you join in this right corner up here, so this treble up here, so you join in there, and you are going to do 1 chain, and that doesn't count as a stitch. Doesn't count as a stitch, so you're going to do 2 double crochets in the end of that 5th row. So 2 double crochets, so that'll be 1, 2 in there like that, and then you're going to do 2 double crochets into the next row, so that will be the end of that one. That's 2. Then you're going to do 1 in the next row, that'll be the 3rd row, and then you're going to do 2 into each of the next 2 rows. So that will be 2 in here, and 2 in here. Like that. And then that brings us to the 66 stitches all the way along here. So you'll do 1 double crochet into each of the 66 stitches all the way along here. go all the way along here, and I'll meet you up here. Right, so when you get to the end, you've done your 66 stitches. You then do on the last row, the row next to it, the treble here, you do 2 into there, 2 double crochets. Then you do 2 into the next post. Then you do 1 into that, and then you do 2 into here, like that, and then 2 into this last one. And that should give you a total, I don't think it tells you actually, it doesn't tell you how many stitches, but you're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, you're doing 9 either side and the 66. And then when you then turn, then you do 2 chain for the corner, 1, 2, and then you do a double crochet into every stitch along here, so it'll be 99. And don't forget this invisible stitch here, this one here. So you'll be doing 99 double crochets all the way along, and I'll see you at the bottom here. Right, so when you get to the end and you've done your 99, and don't forget to do it in this last post here, you're then doing 2 chain, you're turning, and you're going to do 2 double crochets into this space here, then another 2 in this space, and then 1 in here, and then another 2 in here, and another 2 in this one, and that is your 9 double crochets across the bottom of the blood curdling panel, I think it's the left hand panel. And then you're going to be doing 66 stitches all the way along here, 66 double crochets all the way along here, and make sure you get your first one in here. And I'll see you at the end. So when you get to the end of round 1 of the purple border, you do 2 chain, and then you slip stitch into the first double crochet there. And then you're going to do 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to do a treble into each of the stitches all the way along till you get to the corner. So should be, I think it's 99 stitches altogether. So if you do that all the way along, and I'll see you at the first corner. So when you get to the corner, you'll do 2 trebles into that 2 chain that we did before on the previous row in the corner. So 2 trebles into that 2 chain space, then you'll do 2 chain, and then you'll do another 2 trebles into the 2 chain space, and that's your corner. And then you continue doing trebles all the way along here, and don't forget that hidden stitch, and then trebles in every stitch all the way along, and you do that all the way around, doing the corners the same. And I'll see you at the end of round 2. Right, so I've finished the edging, the treble all the way around, and when I got to the end I slip stitched into the original one, and now we need to do the joining. So start off by joining the cat to the side of this border, the top border, then the bat to that side, then do the same here, this border to the main piece, this main piece here, then the other side to the main piece, then you do the bottom, the bat to there, a cat to there, and then you join this to this and this to this, and that'll be the blanket joined, and then we'll be ready for week 6. Now I think she says to join with a needle and thread. I will be doing the same. She's saying doing the back loops with a needle and thread, but I will be joining the back loops of each piece. So the back loops, when you put it together, I'll be joining the back loops of this one and this one, but I'll be using the crochet hook, and I'll show you that in a bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna get my cat out first, the cat panel out first, and join it to this top border, and I'll show you how I join it, and then if you carry on doing the rest, and I'll show you that all joined together at the end. Right, so these are the two you'll be joining. So you do right sides together like that, and then you join along here, and you can either use I think I'll be doing it in black because that's the main colour all the way along here, and I'll be doing it with the crochet hook. So start off with a slip knot, that's how I like to start, and then you find the first stitch, which I think we start off in the 2 chain space, so that will be in the top of the treble in that one. And you do a slip stitch, and then you do the back loop of that one, and I think you're going to have to go into this one again, into the treble here, so through the back loop and into the treble of that one, and slip stitch, and then this one, and then you're going in the back of the next treble and slip stitch, and that will do another one. So you're doing 2 into each of these trebles. So there, so that's what it's going to look like. So I'm going in twice into that one and picking up in the back loop of each one singly here. So I go into this one, and then we're going to go into the next treble, slip stitch, and then again back loop of this one, and we're going into the same treble there, and do that, and then when you get to here you can actually go into the stitches, and then we should be able to start into this one here, and that should, yeah, that looks like that's going to match up. So it'll be a lot easier now because you'll have stitches either side to go in, back loops either side. So then into the next one. That, back loop, like that, and just carry on until you get to the end. I'll see you at the end. Right, so amazingly it matched up. So I'm going to cut this, if I can find my scissors, and fasten off. Last stitch was in the chain spaces at the end, and there it is. That's what it looks like. And I've done that with the crochet all the way, crochet hook all the way along. The number 4, same one as I've been using all the time. And there we have our cat attached. So I'm now going to do the other side with the bat. And then I will join this one to this one, this one to this one, then that one to that one, that one to that one. And then I will join them to each other. And I'll see you when it's all put together. Right, so there's the blanket so far. So this is the end of week 5. I did the blood dots the same as the pattern, but I didn't do the cauldron ones the same. I decided I didn't really want any on the oar, otherwise you wouldn't be able to read it. So I did a selection on the bubbling cauldron using the lighter yellowy colour and the green, and I'm happy with that. And yeah, like I say, all the ones are done round the blood and everything's sewn together, all weaved in at the back, and I'm now just gonna start week 6. So yeah, well, I hope yours is going as well, and I'll see you next time in week 6. Bye for now.